Sometimes I think people are way too dramatic about relationships. Like, if someone wants to take a little vacation to figure out their feelings, why does everyone lose their minds? Anyway, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy my stories, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I'm Rory. I'm 28, and I've been with Elliot for 4 years. 4 long years of his constant need to know where I am every second of the day. The man can't handle me going to the grocery store without texting him updates. It's exhausting being with someone so needy and insecure. All the time, he acts like he owns me just because we're engaged. When Wyatt first suggested we take a trip together to discuss my career development, I didn't think anything inappropriate about it. He's my mentor at work, sophisticated, successful, and actually treats me like an intelligent adult, instead of some fragile little thing that needs constant supervision. The man has traveled the world, speaks 3 languages, and knows how to make a woman feel appreciated. Everything Elliot isn't, basically. The girls' trip story just made sense. I mean, what was I supposed to tell Elliot? That I was going to Cancun with another man to have real conversations about my future? He'd throw one of his jealous tantrums and make my life hell for weeks. The guy can't even handle me having male coworkers without getting all weird and possessive about it. I bought the condoms because I'm not stupid. Look, I wasn't planning anything specific, but I'm also not naive enough to go on vacation without protection. If something happened naturally between 2 adults, well, that's just life. I deserve to feel desired and wanted something Elliot stopped making me feel a long time ago. Packing for the trip felt like the first time I'd been excited about anything in months. Elliot was hovering around our bedroom asking a million questions about my friends and their plans. God, the way he interrogates me about everything is so suffocating. I handled his questions smoothly, though. I've gotten good at managing his paranoid episodes over the years. "So all 4 of you are going?" he asked, folding my sundresses with his usual obsessive precision. "Actually, Tori can't make it. Work drama. But her cousin might join instead." I watched him process this information with that suspicious look he gets. The man doesn't trust me to breathe without his permission. "Her cousin, yeah, lives down there. Might show us around." Between us, I was already mentally checked out of this conversation. I had more important things to think about than Elliot's insecurity issues. The next morning, things started getting complicated when Elliot began asking specific questions about my college friends. I had to think fast, making up details about Jenna's mysterious online boyfriend and exam schedules. I'm actually pretty good at thinking on my feet. Always have been. But Elliot kept pushing with his questions, and I could see that paranoid gleam in his eyes getting stronger. He's always been like this, never trusting me to make my own decisions or have my own relationships. When I mentioned the resort name, he wanted every detail, like he was planning to call and check up on me. Controlling much. Then he found the condoms while getting my phone charger, and I knew I was in for another one of his dramatic episodes. The way he held up that box like it was evidence in a murder trial. I mean, seriously, they're condoms, not nuclear weapons. "These were in your suitcase," he said like he'd discovered some smoking gun. I was ready for this. "Those are for the other girls. Jenna's been talking to some guy online, might meet him there. I'm being a good friend by packing protection for her." But no, that wasn't good enough for Detective Elliot. He had to keep pushing, interrogating me like I was some criminal. "The other girls need you to bring condoms." The way he said it, all suspicious and accusatory, just proved my point about how controlling he'd become. "God, Elliot, you're being so dramatic. It's just a girls' trip." That's when he really lost it, bringing up social media posts and stalking my friends online like some kind of creep. The fact that he'd been checking up on my story behind my back was exactly the kind of toxic behavior I was trying to get away from. Jenna posted about exam week. Brooke has her nephew's party. Tori's at work. "So which girls are you going with?" Reem. I felt my face get hot, but not from shame, from anger. Here was my fiancé, the man who was supposed to trust and support me, acting like some paranoid stalker. Plans changed. Some work friends invited me last minute. You don't know them. Work friends who need you to bring condoms. You're being dramatic. It's just a girls' trip. Stop being so paranoid and controlling. And that's when he said those words that still make me want to scream. You're right, I am dramatic. I thought I'd won that he was finally backing down from his jealous interrogation. Exactly, so drop it. Okay, have fun on your trip. The relief I felt was incredible. Finally, he was going to let me live my life without his constant monitoring and suspicion. I should have known better. Elliot never just drops anything. The man holds grudges like they're precious family heirlooms. The morning of my flight, I left the house feeling free and excited for the first time in months. Elliot kissed me goodbye with this weird smile, all fake sweetness. Love you. Try not to miss me too much. I'll manage. I told him already, thinking about how good it would feel to spend time with someone who actually appreciated my intelligence and ambition. At the airport, Wyatt looked amazing, confident, successful, everything a real man should be. We were laughing and connecting over coffee when the gate agent called my name. Ma'am, your seat's been changed. You're in 32E now. What, that made no sense? I was supposed to be in 14A right next to Wyatt. No, I'm in 14A with my friend. Shows here you changed it last night. 32E. I definitely hadn't changed anything, but airline computers are always screwing up. We figured we'd sort it out on the plane. That's when I saw him. Elliot sitting in seat 14C right across from where Wyatt was supposed to be. My entire body went cold with shock and rage. He'd actually followed me to the airport like some kind of stalker. Rory. What a coincidence, he said with this smug look on his face. Going to Cancun too. Wyatt looked pale and confused. Yeah, work thing. Same last-minute conference. Where's your fiancé? Thought she had a girls' trip. The humiliation of being confronted in public in front of all these strangers was unbearable. Other passengers were starting to stare, and I could see people pulling out their phones. This was exactly the kind of controlling, dramatic behavior that had driven me away from him in the first place. Just saying hi to my fiancé, Elliot announced loudly to the entire gate area. She's on a girls' trip, but somehow ended up on the same flight as her coworker. What are the odds? Badin Pauen. A flight attendant approached us. Gentlemen, please take your seats. I was pushing through people trying to get to them before Elliot could embarrass me further, but he was already making a scene. The woman sitting in 14B was watching this drama unfold like it was better than cable TV. Oh, you're newlyweds, she said to Wyatt and me. No, we're not. Elliot jumped in. They're not married. She's engaged to me. This is her coworker. Oh my, I finally reached them, my face burning with humiliation. Elliot, what are you doing here? Work conference. Crazy coincidence, right? How are the girls? I wanted to scream at him to tell him exactly what I thought of his stalking behavior, but there were too many people watching. They're meeting us there. All of them, even Jenna with her exams. Plans changed. Seems like a lot changed, like your seat and your hotel reservation under Mr. and Mrs. Chen. That's when I knew he'd been doing more than just stalking social media. He'd somehow gotten into my private information, my travel plans, my hotel booking. The violation of privacy was staggering, but somehow he was making me look like the bad guy. The woman in 14B was practically drooling over this drama. Oh, honey, she whispered to me with fake sympathy. Ma'am, you need to return to your seat, the flight attendant told me. We're about to take off. I had no choice but to walk to the back of the plane, feeling every eye on me. The entire flight, I could see Elliot chatting with that nosy woman, probably spinning his victim story to anyone who would listen. Halfway through the flight, I texted him, we need to talk. This isn't what it looks like. Hard to talk. You're 20 rows back. This is insane behavior. You're right, very dramatic. You're ruining everything. I think you did that when you booked a couple's trip with Wyatt. When we landed, Wyatt practically ran off the plane. I was waiting at the gate, furious beyond words, when Elliot strolled up with that same smug expression. What is wrong with you? I demanded. Just being dramatic, like you said. Following me here, stalking me, going to my work conference. That's what I'm telling everyone. There's no conference. There's no girls' trip either. Guess we're both liars. That's when Wyatt approached, that looking like he wanted to disappear. Can't we all just calm down and discuss this? Sure, Elliot said. Let's discuss how long you've been sleeping with my fiancé. We haven't, Wyatt protested, but his voice was weak, pathetic. But you were planning to hence the condoms and the honeymoon suite. How do you know about the room? I know everything, including the surprise waiting for you there. The airport had those arrival screens, and I noticed a news crew filming some travel segment nearby. Elliot saw them too, and I swear he got louder on purpose. So just to clarify, he announced this isn't a girls' trip. It's a romantic getaway with your coworker. Stop it, there are cameras. You're right, should probably tell the truth then. Is this or is this not a girls' trip? I could see the reporter moving closer, other travelers filming with their phones. The humiliation was crushing, but I was also done with his games. Fine. You want the truth, I'm here with Wyatt because you're suffocating, you're weak and needy, and I need to be with a real man for once. The crowd around us gasped. Cameras kept rolling. I'd finally said what I'd been thinking for months, and it felt good to get it out there. Very happy. Thanks for the clarity. Elliot started walking away, and for some reason I followed him. Where are you going? To my hotel. Enjoy your passionate vacation. Elliot, wait. You meant every word and everyone heard it. Within hours, the airport video was everywhere. Someone had posted it with the caption, "Woman admits to emotional affair at airport. You won't believe what happens next." The comments were brutal, calling me names and making judgments when they didn't understand the full situation. My mom called. "Honey, someone sent me a video. Is that you?" "Yeah, we're done." Thank God, I never liked him anyway. At least someone was on my side. But things got worse when we reached the resort. There was a cake waiting in our room, a beautiful 3-tier thing with a message that made my stomach drop. "Congratulations on ending your engagement. Enjoy your cheater's vacation." Wyatt was as shocked as I was. How did he even know which hotel? That's when I realized Elliot had been planning this whole thing, orchestrating every detail to maximum embarrassment. The man I thought was too weak and passive to stand up for himself had played me completely. Then Wyatt's phone started buzzing. His wife, his actual still married wife, was calling. Turns out he'd lied about being divorced at something I genuinely didn't know. Within hours, Shantae was on a plane to Cancun, and she found us at the resort pool. Wyatt Chen, she announced, walking up with her phone live streaming. "Surprise, here are your divorce papers." I was wrapped in a towel trying to hide, but she turned the camera on me too. "And you must be the home wrecker. Hope he's worth it, sweetie. You can have him, with his gambling debts and all his other problems." The livestream had thousands of viewers. People in the comments were tagging my name, sharing the airport video, making memes. I'd become internet famous for all the wrong reasons. I called Elliot sobbing. "You ruined everything. I just bought a plane ticket. You ruined everything else." "His wife is here. She humiliated us." "You humiliated yourself. I just refused to keep it quiet." "He's married. You knew and didn't tell me." "You were cheating. Why would I help you?" "I want to come home." "Your home is with Wyatt now. Enjoy paradise." He hung up and blocked my number. Just like that, 4 years together meant nothing to him. We cut the trip short after 3 days. The resort staff were treating us like celebrities, but not the good kind. Other guests recognized us from the videos and kept staring. When we tried to leave through the airport, local news was waiting. Any comment on the viral videos?" a reporter asked, shoving a microphone in my face. Leave us alone," Wyatt said, but his voice cracked like a teenager. The footage made the evening news as an update on the Cancun cheating scandal. 8 months later, I'm still dealing with the aftermath. I had to move cities because the local notoriety made finding work impossible. My new position pays about half what I used to make, and I'm living in a studio apartment instead of the house Elliot and I shared. Dating is nearly impossible. The videos always surface when someone Googles my name. I've become a cautionary tale, a meme, a punchline that follows me everywhere. Meanwhile, Elliot is thriving. Through mutual friends, I hear he got a new position with better pay, bought a bigger house, and is seriously dating someone. His new girlfriend is apparently sweet and supportive. Everything I never wanted to be, all that fake niceness and submission. The unfairness of it burns me up inside. He gets to move on and be happy while I'm stuck dealing with the consequences of his vindictive behavior. He turned one moment of me trying to find happiness into a lifetime of consequences. I tried posting on social media about moving forward and choosing authenticity, but the comments are always full of people bringing up Cancun. The cheater girl. Remember when she called her fiancé weak at the airport? Homewrecker trying to rebrand. The relationship with Wyatt fell apart within a month. Turns out he wasn't as sophisticated as I thought. Dealing with his messy divorce and financial problems wasn't the exciting romance I'd imagined. Plus, he blamed me for ruining his marriage like I'd forced him to lie about being divorced. I still don't understand why everyone thinks what I did was so terrible. I was unhappy in my relationship and tried to find something better. Isn't that what people are supposed to do instead of staying in dead relationships? But the internet has decided I'm irredeemable. No amount of time seems to change that. I've learned to keep my head down and avoid talking about my past, but inside, I'm still angry about how unfairly I've been treated. Look, maybe I should have broken up with Elliot first. Maybe I should have been more upfront about my feelings. But his reaction was so extreme, so calculated and cruel. The man I thought was too passive and weak to fight for anything turned out to be vindictive enough to destroy my entire life over one mistake. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd just been honest from the beginning. But mostly I'm just bitter that my attempt to find real passion and connection turned into this nightmare that I can't escape. The worst part, Elliot got exactly what he wanted. He proved he was stronger than I gave him credit for, and now everyone sees him as the hero of this story. Meanwhile, I'm the villain who can't even order coffee without someone recognizing me from those damn videos. I guess that's what I get for underestimating a man I thought I knew completely. Turns out the weak, needy guy I was trying to escape had more fight in him than I ever imagined.